Hi, I'm Hannah and I work for J Parker's. Today I'm going to show you how to plant daffodil bulbs, and I'm going to show you in a container. It's just for ease of the tutorial, but you can also plant them in the ground as well. So for this, I've filled this terracotta pot a little way up with multi-purpose compost and grit for drainage. So I've not filled it as much as some of the other tutorials just because they need to be planted quite deep. Again, with other bulbs you need to make sure that you're planting them the right way up. So with a daffodil bulb that would be this way. So there's an obvious point and an obvious flat part of the bulb, so you need to make sure it's this way up, and they need to be planted at 3 times the depth of the bulb. So that's why there's not much compost in here, because they need to be quite deep. It's quite a big bulb. Spacing wise, I'm going to put maybe 6 in here, and I'll show you the spacing after I've put them in. But it's usually about double the size of the bulb. So I'm just going to pop them in. Okay. And then I always like to put one in the middle as well, just so it looks full when they come through. So it should look something like this. Okay, and then I'm just going to cover that up with more multiple purpose compost and grit, and then I'll top it off with grit again. Okay, so I've just evened it out. So you want to aim to be doing this sort of September, October time, and they'll start flowering from sort of March onwards. What I like to do after this is to just cover it with grit. So it's just horticultural potting grit. Just pop that in there. Okay, and I'll just even that out. And this is mainly just to stop the slugs from eating the new shoots when they come through in the spring. And then watering wise, I've used a damp compost, and then because winter's quite a wet season, you probably wouldn't need to water it again after that, just because you don't want your bulbs to rot off over the winter. So I would just pop this where you eventually want them to sit, as long as it's a sheltered space, and then you won't need to water it over winter. And then again, any daffodils that you are planting in the ground, you just need to use a bulb planter, and then the rules are the same, just 3 times the depth of the bulb, and they should come up fine. And then what you want to do is label that and put it where you want it for your displays in the spring, and then that should be ready to go now.